All right, everybody, welcome to historic Fincastle and the Botetourt County Courthouse topping off ceremony. We know that construction is going to be pretty noisy here, but we've got everything turned up. We'll turn it up a little bit louder if we need to. But I'm Trent in the Office of Communications in Botetourt County, and we've got several folks that are going to speak to you here today. Hopefully you got a program, and we'll kind of give you the rundown and introduce each person as they come along. The first person I want to introduce today is the chairman of the Botetourt County Board of Supervisors, Dr. Max Scothorn. And Dr. Scothorn is going to say a few words and introduce everybody to our next guest. So we'll keep monitoring the microphone situation, and I know it's going to be a little bit loud and noisy, but we'll kind of make sure everybody gets here. But please welcome Dr. Max Scothorn.
Thank you all. What I'd like to start with is a prayer. Everybody bow our heads. Heavenly Father, Almighty God, creator of all things, gather here today with our hearts full of gratitude as we celebrate this significant milestone of topping off the new courthouse. We thank you for the vision of our community leaders, the skill of the hands of the architects, the dedicated team of people with hands that have labored many hours to raise this structure from the ground up. We ask for your continued protection over the job site, watch over every carpenter, ironworker, mason, electrician, and laborer until the final stone is laid. Keep them safe from harm, and grant them to try the vital work that they are doing. As this cupola is placed at the highest point of this building tray, that it serves as a symbol of the high ideals to which this structure is dedicated. May this courthouse stand not just as a monument of steel and stone, but a sanctuary of truth, justice, and equality under the law. Amen. Thank you all. What I'd like to do is hand this over to our County Administrator, Gary Larrowe, and he'll say a few words here.
Thank you, Dr. Scothorn. Dr. Scothorn said it was going to be a cool day. I think he meant that it was just going to be a very nice day rather than a cool day for the temperature. Thank you for that wonderful prayer, and thank you all for being here today. This is a magical moment in Botetourt, and in the history of Botetourt, this is a great thing to have. So thank you all for being here as we celebrate an important milestone in the construction of the new courthouse. Can everyone hear me in the back? Can you hear everybody? Okay, good. Today's topping off ceremony symbolizes progress in the construction process, but it also gives us an opportunity to reflect on something much larger than steel, concrete, and brick. Today, we are building the next chapter in a story that began more than 250 years ago. Generations of residents walked through the doors of the courthouse that stood on this very ground. The history of Botetourt County is in many ways preserved through its courthouse. Our first one was a simple log structure built in the 1770s. In the 1800s, Thomas Jefferson himself provided plans for a new courthouse, which helped shape the architecture that defined the structures and followed for more than two centuries. When completed, this facility will provide modern courtrooms, a secure space for judicial operations, improved access for citizens, and protect our most important historical records in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Projects of this scale do not happen without extraordinary teamwork. That's why we're here today. Here are just a few of the facts about this project. The top of the cupola will be 86 feet, 7.5 inches above the basement floor. The top of the cupola is at 1,330 feet above sea level. Over 14,000 cubic yards of rock have been removed to date. 200 tons of structural steel has been placed to date. 93 tons of rebar has been placed to date. 142 cubic yards of concrete has been placed in this facility. 30,000 concrete masonry blocks have been used to date. Over 77,000 man-hours have been put into this facility to date, and that does not include the work of Rich Evans, who I feel certain would add a bunch to that. The project is about 56% complete based upon time, and also the bell is in the cupola, and the bell actually was stamped 1974. That's what came out of the courthouse, right, Rich? Yes, sir. 1974, so it's there. The substantial completion will be the fall of 2027, and the general contractor is Jamerson-Lewis. You'll be hearing from them in a few minutes. The project manager was Benn, and the superintendent is Paul Whitney. You'll be hearing from Jim, I think. I want to thank the Board of Supervisors, of which we have two here today, Dr. Scothorn and also Walt Michael, the past and the present, whose vision and commitment made this project possible. I want to thank our judges. I saw a couple of judges around, and I don't know where they are right now. We've got Judge Branscom's over here, and I'm sure there's others that I'm missing. But I want to thank them, the constitutional officers, the courthouse staff, the county employees who have worked on at their desk hearing jackhammers and exploding limestone during the past year of construction. We're especially grateful to our capital projects manager, Rich Evans, over here to my left, and you'll be hearing from him, who stepped into the project during a period projects of this size, complexity. We also recognize Jamerson-Lewis Construction, the architects, engineers, and skilled tradespeople. Every beam, every weld, every concrete pour, every detail represents the craftsmanship and dedication of people who are helping build a landmark that will save the county for future generations. And finally, I want to thank the citizens of Botetourt County. This courthouse belongs to you. Years from now, future generations will come here for the life's important moments. They will record deeds to their first home, get marriage licenses, settle in a state, and serve on juries where justice is served. Today, we're placing the cupola, but what we're really doing is laying the foundation for the next chapter of Botetourt County's story. I'd like to now introduce Mr. Rich Evans, our capital projects manager. This project on time and on budget.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I will not follow you giving the speech again. Mine is not going to be quite that eloquent. But anyway, good afternoon, everyone. I really appreciate everybody for coming. Good afternoon, everybody. I certainly appreciate you coming. Thanks for joining us today as we celebrate an important milestone in the construction of the new Botetourt County Circuit Courthouse. With the placement of the cupola, we have officially reached the highest point of the building. This is a tradition in the construction industry known as topping out. I think we've kind of figured that out by now. But yep. As the county capital projects manager, I I have the privilege of watching this project progress from an idea on paper to the impressive structure standing behind me in front of y'all today. Reaching this point is a result of years of planning, design, coordination, and hard work by a dedicated team of professionals. And I will absolutely say the design team and the general contractor, I got the A team. There's no doubt about it. Makes my job much simpler. Not to mention its share of obstacles. You probably have heard a light tapping going on behind the building from time to time with that sound, and that's an obstacle. I'm talking about the rock breaking. I'm sure y'all are probably sick of it. Projects of this size and importance do not happen overnight. The study for the courthouse plan started in 2020. The design kickoff was in 2022. And then the actual construction was started in 2025. There were some hiccups between 2022 and 2025, but we've resolved those. Once again, as Gary stated, substantial completion is fall of 2027. So this project will be taking about 7.5 years to complete from study to completion. These projects, size and importance, don't happen because of any one person. The milestone belongs to the Board of Supervisors, and as Gary mentioned, we've had 2 of them here today, and I certainly appreciate them coming out in this nice, cool weather. Board of Supervisors for their vision and commitment to the future of Botetourt County. To our judges and court staff for their patience, and I emphasize for their patience. They've been great. And input through the process, and to the architectural partners for designing such an impressive building. To the general contractor, Jamerson-Lewis, has been an awesome team member from day one. To Scansky, our project inspectors, another awesome partner to have on this project. And to the county staff, and who I've relied heavily on, especially, I think she's here, Stephanie Sparks is probably her and Donna Booth. I have kept them ladies busy, and I appreciate it to no end. It's been an absolute team effort. It took every one of us working as hard as we possibly could to get to this point. The cupola being set today will become a defining feature of this building and a visible symbol of the progress that we've made. It marks completion of a major phase of construction, but it also reminds us that there's still important work ahead. Over the coming months, our focus will be on putting on the roof, drying in the building, framing the interior space, and start the MEP rough-in. I would like to personally thank everyone who has contributed to this project, and there's been a lot of, and I owe a lot of things. Once again, it's been a team effort with a tremendous amount of support from, once again, the general contractors, to the architects, to the county staff. Everybody's been great, and they've really supported me. Construction is a team effort, and the success we celebrate today is a result of professionalism, craftsmanship, and dedication to everyone involved. On behalf of Botetourt County, thank you for your hard work, your partnership, and your commitment to delivering a courthouse that will serve our community with pride for many years to come. Congratulations to everyone involved, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate this important milestone. Thank you. And our next speaker will be Jim Benn. He is the project manager from Jamerson-Lewis. And once again, they absolutely sent us their A team.
Thank you, Rich. First of all, I'd like to thank Botetourt County for giving Jamerson-Lewis the opportunity to participate in the construction of this remarkable courthouse. The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. We had thought that we would be setting the steeple right now, but construction is as much art as it is science. And, we got our Crayola crayons out this morning, so we're running a little bit over. But for generations, a courthouse was more than just a building. It was a center of civic life, the place where justice was administered, public business was conducted, and communities gathered. So today we're honored to help build a courthouse that, together with its public spaces, Memorial Park, and Common Green, will serve the citizens of Botetourt County for centuries to come. Hopefully 200 years from now, those who come after us will look upon this building with the same pride that we feel today. This milestone represents years of planning and vision and countless decisions by many dedicated people. Jamerson-Lewis is grateful to play just a small part in bringing that vision to life. It's always risky to recognize individuals because someone deserving may be unintentionally overlooked. But I'd like to acknowledge our day-to-day field leadership team. Paul Whitney, running around here like crazy, is our general superintendent. Jimmy Smith, our assistant superintendent, and Jacob Carroll, our project engineers. These gentlemen have worked through winter cold, summer heat, rain, mud, a lot of rock, and everything in between, along with our outstanding trade partners to help bring this project to where it stands today. I'd like also to recognize architectural partners and their consultants. Great buildings are never the product of a single organization. They're the result of a true partnership between owner, designer, and builder, and architectural partners has certainly lived up to their name. Jamerson-Lewis mobilized on this site January the 22nd of last year, 489 days ago, just shy of 70 weeks. On May the 2nd, the existing courthouse stood right here since being rebuilt over 50 years ago after a fire. Today we're preparing to place the cupola, the crown of this building, atop a structure that will soon serve the citizens of this county for years to come. In closing, we again thank Botetourt County, the Board of Supervisors, the County Administrator and staff, the town of Fincastle, and most importantly, the citizens of this community for their support and partnership throughout this project. Thomas Jefferson, whose ideas helped influence the design of one of Botetourt's earliest courthouses, once observed that institutions of government must endure from generation to generation. Today we place the crown upon this courthouse. We do so with the knowledge that our work is part of something much larger than ourselves. And while this milestone is worthy of celebration, as Robert Frost reminded us, we still have promises to keep and miles to go before we sleep. Today we raise the cupola, but more importantly, we celebrate the raising of a courthouse that will serve the people of Botetourt County long after all of us are gone. Long after the construction equipment is left, this courthouse will continue to stand as a symbol of justice, service, and community. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think these gentlemen have probably said it all, but I'll say it again. So I'm Michael Trent, project architect with Architectural Partners, working along with our managing principal, Gary Harvey, who was unable to attend, but also sends his congratulations and well wishes. Today, we celebrate not only the construction accomplishment on display before us, but also the people and partnerships that made this possible. It has been a privilege to partner with Botetourt County and this outstanding team as this new courthouse has progressed from concept design through to the building taking shape before our eyes. Every project is marked by milestones, but most happen quietly and out of the public view. A topping out ceremony set in the highest element of the building is a special reason to celebrate because it brings in the community and recognizes the many individuals whose efforts have brought us collectively to this moment. AP would like to thank the Board of Supervisors and administration of Botetourt County, past and present, whose commitment has guided this project from the beginning. In particular, our friend Rich Evans has provided thoughtful leadership, candor, and decisiveness throughout this process. We would also like to thank the team at Jamerson-Lewis, especially Jim Benn and Paul Whitney. Their experience, attention to detail, and dedication have been instrumental in transforming this project from our drawings on a page to the structure rising before us today. Our thanks especially go to the many skilled craftspeople whose everyday hard work is visible in each yard of concrete, every piece of steel, and all construction elements that are forming this courthouse. As we reach this highest point today, We should all take pride in what has been accomplished and appreciate the partnerships and teamwork striving together for a common goal that has made this possible. At Architectural Partners, we are grateful for the long-standing relationship we have built with Botetourt County, the town of Fincastle, and Jamerson-Lewis. This courthouse reflects years of planning, collaboration, and a shared commitment to creating a civic building that will serve this community for generations. While today's ceremony marks an important milestone, we are equally excited about what comes next. We look forward to seeing this project completed and ultimately opened up to the citizens who it is being built to serve. Thank you from all of us at Architectural Partners, and congratulations to everyone who helped make this day possible.
All right, thank you, everybody. I know it is tough to hear. What we're going to do is I'm going to bring Rich Evans and also Jim Benn back up. Jim is with Jamerson-Lewis, and of course, Rich, you've probably seen him pretty much every month at our Board of Supervisors meeting, giving updates on the many projects that are happening. So what I thought we would do is just kind of talk a little bit, almost interview style, of what is happening today. So what is actually happening up there? I know the cupola and the clock tower, all of that arrived. It came in from Kentucky, right, Rich?
Correct, from Campbellsville, Kentucky.
And so it's a very specialized group of folks that do things like this. So how long did that process take to get it worked up and ready to be here today?
Well, the architect first designs and gives us his concept, and then there's a whole lot of coordination because the thing's being built in Campbellsville, Kentucky. We had to make sure the steel was correct. That's what Paul and his team did. We had to put a roof underneath of it. So there was a lot of steps preparatory to it. But I'd say probably, this was 6 months in the making, easy to make it happen.
Now, which parts are there any parts with this that are, original, or most of them is historically accurate when it comes to that? I mean, a lot of it is based off of the previous courthouses.
The bell is the only part that is from the old courthouse. The other part is historically replicated.
Very good. Now, whose job is it to make sure every screw goes in just perfect up there on top?
Paul Wood and Jimmy. Yeah, both them two guys, it's their job. And let me tell you, they've been planning this. Because if it's not perfect, the manufacturers would leave it here in the parking lot until we got it right.
Very good. Now, we know the clock is not quite correct here, Jim. Talk about the process that goes behind that. And when that all begins to take shape. It's going to be a while before that's up and running.
The clock runs off of electricity, and it's got a sophisticated timer which will adjust it for daylight saving time and all that kind of stuff. We had hoped to have the thing hooked up temporarily. We do not have permanent power to the building. That'll probably be in another 2 or 3 months once we get the building dried in. But I'll promise for Paul, we'll try to get the clock running and right more than twice a day here very soon.
Very good. Rich, anything else you want to add about the progress? You said we're about halfway through with this. What can we expect, let's say, by the end of the summer, and let's say by the end of the year, perhaps when we hit the new year?
So by the end of the summer, hopefully we'll have the roof on. We'll have probably the front of this parking lot starting to be demoed. And once the roof is on, then we'll be putting the windows in, and it'll be drying in, and then you'll really start seeing the rough end go in, and the walls start coming in inside.
A lot of folks have been asking about what happens at the new year, of course, with the big ceremony. Maybe you think we could have a ring again? You think, Jim?
Yeah, we can do that. And then also we saved I guess it was a board with everybody's name on it who rang the bell. So we salvaged that out of the original building. Put it in this. There's also some other salvage pieces. We salvaged the rail in the front. We salvaged the vault door, which will go back into the courthouse. And there's several other elements that we did save so that there's a continuity when we finish this project.
Very good. Well, thank you both. I know it's hot out here. And what we'll do, too, we've got a part on our website at botetourtva.gov that has the courthouse section. Just go to projects and look for the courthouse. And we'll continue to post updates on that. Monument Square in the back, and of course the law office and hotel, and of course the historical, remaking of that will be coming up in the coming years. That's not part of this exact project right now.
No, I separated that out, so I really wanted to get this completed. And as soon as this is completed, we'll immediately start on that project. The design process is, we're well into that, but construction or bidding won't happen until after this job process is completed. No, I'm thinking.
Very good. Jim, anything else you want to add today?
No, sir, but thank you everybody for coming out. This is exciting, and we'll see you next fall when we cut the ribbon.
Good. Thank you both very much. All right, well, that wraps up the official ceremony. Yes, thank you very much. And there is ice cream available, also some water there as well. This process is going to be ongoing through the afternoon, so feel free to stay as long as you like. I know they'll eventually open the road back up, but feel free to take some photos and make sure you get a couple pictures of this going up. Again, this will be eventually be the official landmark of Fincastle once again. The Pride of Joy there coming up by the end of next year, so fall of 2027. So thank you so much for coming today and for attending the